Hello. Look at that. In true me fashion, I've gone to turn this light on so you can see me a bit better. Broken. No, it's dead. Oh dear. Oh well. Done well though. That's lasted me about 20 years, that light. Let's do something about this music. I think it's a bit loud. Certainly is my end anyway. That's better. Although I think it's gone down stream, so do a bit of that and that should balance out. Anyway, good evening. What we got? Audio levels going up. Yep, my mic is there. It's not over there this week, so I remember to move it over this time. Have I killed Spotify completely? Oh no, it's just the end of the song. That's alright. So who have we got on? Steve, good evening buddy, and Dennis. Hello mate. I'm all good. I hope you guys are okay. Getting myself to a haircut this week. Still growing that though. Yeah. So I've upgraded my camera. Hopefully it'll work. I was using this old puppy, an old camcorder that I brought many moons ago when I first started my YouTube channel, and although it still does all well and good, I think DSLR produces a better image. So, see what you think and let me know. If I go to the live scene, there you go. So that's the image from this DSLR. I can zoom right in like that and gets my little fingerprints and everything. The only downside I've noticed is every half an hour this camera reboots itself. So if my webcam here will stay live, but this other image here might go black for a couple of seconds and then it will come straight back. But yeah, I just think that's got a better image quality on the DSLR, I think. I don't know. We'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. So I've been working on this guitar a bit in the week, not a lot, but a little bit. I've been working on those guys down there a bit. Little focus. Oh yeah, it's manual focus this as well. There you go. I've been painting those guys. Teeny tiny portraits. That guy there, for example, is the size of my little fingernail. So they were a little bit tricky. I also prepped this pickup, the pickup that's going to go in that hole, and I prepped the mounting ring and the pickup ready to paint, because I find it's easier to paint them as you go along rather than painting all that and then finding out you've got to replicate what you've done on there as well. I find it best to do it as you go along. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. I've been doing a lot, but I've been having a little play. And I figured we would carry on with old matey at the top there tonight. Always remember to focus it. I find if I have autofocus on, as I'm airbrushing, it will focus on the back of my hand and not on what I'm painting. So hopefully, if I'm keeping it on manual focus, what I'm painting will stay in focus and you'll just have a bit of a blurry hand in the way sometimes. Hopefully. So, in true unprepared fashion, I am completely unprepared. Hopefully my airbrush doesn't need a clean. A little bit of tip dry left on it. How's your week's been anyway? Alright? Been doing anything exciting? So we're gonna need some moss green for him. Now before I've done it a bit different here, which was probably a stupid idea, but I'm the king of stupid ideas. So all this hand and stuff over this side we did with a 50-50 mix of moss green and illustration white, and we just went over the black, and I had to lay down quite a lot of paint before you could see it, so I figured I'd try it another way, and I've painted it just in white, and now I will just go over it with moss green with no white in it, because obviously the white's already there, and we'll see how it goes, and if I mess it up then I'll paint it again. To be honest, I've had better. Oh, sorry to hear that, Dennis. That sucks. I hope next week is better for you. Oh yeah, it's not autofocus now, is it? So illustration moss green. Ah, Dennis, are you referring to your car? That sucks. So I've got 5 drops of moss green. I'm just gonna reduce it 50-50, so 5 drops of paint, 5 drops of reducer. Give that a little shake. I was wondering if I was going to do the stream tonight, actually. I woke up with a god-awful headache. But I think it was like the tail end of a migraine. I think I had one while I was asleep. And it was kind of the migraine hangover. But filled myself full of drugs and all is okay. Hopefully, mate, had that car 7 years. Yeah, that sucks. It really does. It's horrible that there's people like that in the world. It really is. Hey, Mr. Big Trout. Good evening. Hope you're well, buddy. Right, so, like I say, I've just got straight moss green with reducer in here, no white in it, like we did there. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, look at that. Works brilliantly. So I'm going to change how I do the hand and everything over here. Rather than having a 50-50 mix of moss green and white, I'm just going to paint that white first and then go over with green afterwards. That works beautiful. Every time I've used this method where you do just a monochrome image first and then overlay the colours afterwards, every time I've done it, it's worked out beautifully. I don't know why I don't use it more often. I really should. Now he's got a yellow bit in the middle of his chin, so we won't go over that because of course yellow won't go over green. It will just make it more green. Both bits by the side of his tash are yellow, other than the very corner of that one. Just there. This one's green. Had any news on if they've caught the culprit, Dennis? Looked up film, knew Kim Cattrall was in it. I didn't know Richard Burton's daughter was in it. Yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think there's a couple of cameos, including the Ghostbusters fire station. That's in big trouble in Little China as well. Picking up the colours okay. It's a little bit washed out, isn't it? A bit better. This green is just good old illustration moss green. But I've reduced it 50-50, so I've got 5 drops of paint with 5 drops of reducer, which is basically transparent. His nose is all yellow except the very edges of his nostrils. And those bits underneath. Just like that. Is that really all the green we need for that? I thought we'd need more than that. There's a little bit on the edge here. Same on the other side? Yeah, just a bit. I appear to have a blockage. Or that chunk of tip dry could have been doing it. Try that again. Ah, good old tip dry. Right. Oh, right, and then the rest of it there is yellow. The cops know who it is, but I can't prove it. He's done it. Yeah, that sucks. I assume it's a young person that's done it. Little shits. I could say something else, but you have to really watch your language on YouTube now. They're really stamping down on poor language in streaming. You bang your head, yeah, it really does. Wish you could bang his head against something, that's for sure. Not Dennis to go, did it? I just realised how that sound. We don't want to bang Dennis's head against anything. He's a lovely guy. It's the same again. I've got 5 drops of yellow, not transparent, just their illustration yellow, and 5 drops of reducer, make it all see through and stuff. Oh, I got a message. Somebody wants me. Who's that? Look who's died in an accident. I think you know him. I'm so sorry, with a link to a photo. Me thinks that might be a scam, you know. In his 30s. Jeez, you would have thought he'd know better. Astral Solari, good evening, buddy. Hope you're okay. Hope all is good in your world. Beautiful. That worked beautifully. Changing the subject, I've almost finished my Audi Quattro RC. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw you were doing an RC car. Has it got a shell you've got to paint, or does it come already done and you just apply some decals or something? My compressor's being extra noisy tonight. Not normally that loud. Oh, I know why. I got my paint trolley leaning up against it. That'll do. Right then. So, his lips are like a really muddy, deep brown. That's more of a burnt sienna than a burnt umber. What do you know? Burnt sienna. All is great, fine and dandy. Good to hear, mate. Hardly need any of this paint, so I've only put 2 drops of paint, 2 drops of reducer. This is again Greytex illustration, burnt sienna. This is just for the brown on his lip. This might be a bit too bright. I don't know, we'll see. It's a bit orangey, isn't it? Darken that down with some more. Make it more brown than orange. Yeah, and then I can just go over it with some transparent black to tone it down. I've got to do some eyebrows and all that stuff in just a second. Have to paint the shell. 3 stages, black and white and silver, then decals. 64 decals. Good grief. Yeah, that's going to take a little while. Yeah, that'll stop you getting bored, won't it? Wow. I have killed my Spotify, haven't I? What have I done there? Because it was too loud my end. What did it? There you go. Some sexy hold music in the background. What's next? We need some black for the eyebrows and stuff, don't we? Right. Guess what I found earlier? I was rooting through all my old paints and stuff. I found some wicked detail smoke black. You can tell my camera's on manual focus now, can't you? Yeah, I've actually got some. I didn't think I had any. Nice surprise. I don't know if it sprays or not. The bottle's got to be 10 years old, but we'll soon find out, won't we? What's the worst that can happen, as they say? You know how long it takes a dribble to come out the bottle. Hello? I know there's paint in there somewhere. So, I'm guessing this paint is quite thick, so I'm going to have to reduce it quite a lot then. There it is. Oh yeah, that's like treacle. We'll reduce that a ton then. I had one big treacly dollop of Wicked Detail Smoke Black, and I've added 10 drops of reducer, and I've added 5 drops of transparent base. See how that goes. Let's see what that sprays like. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That'll do. Right, hopefully this will show up on the camera because we've got purple in the background, and I'm just going to do some black over the top of that. So hopefully it will show up. Maybe. Oh yeah, you can see it better on the camera than I can in real life. That's cool. I'm going to cheat for a second. I'm going to use a little mask. Only a little one. Just for the bottom of the eye there. Just to make sure I don't guff it up. Okay, this doesn't want to spray very well. That's better. That's that eye. That's my dog. Or one of them. Get my handy little bit of cardboard again. Don't know if you noticed, but rather than using the cut edge on this that's got a really hard edge to it, I'm using the side that's been ripped. That has the same effect as backmasking. It gives you a nice soft edge because that edge is all ripped rather than a nice solid cut. Right, nostrils. It's got a little bit of black down this side of this nostril. A bit there, like that. Such a child. Steve had a wild woolly. I will grow up one day. Not yet though. Oh, thanks to everybody who went over and signed up on my little Discord server, by the way. It's still early days over on there, but the community is growing, so big thank you to everybody who went over there and signed up. Doing loads of little tiny dagger strokes just for his beard. Just like that. Really looks like he's sticking his bottom lip out, doesn't it? Sulking. Is that? Please refrain from sending long messages. Just got told. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, that's the flipping bot. My anti-spam bot. Mark 2 escort and the super infected. Hello. Got internet. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's I've been playing with settings, like down here you can see latest subscriber and all this lot. I'll turn it off for next time. I had when was it? Over the Christmas break I had somebody pop on and was they didn't look like they were a spammer, but they were doing really long messages that kind of had a bunch of trigger words in them. Like, I won't say them because I don't want to get demonetized from YouTube, but you can imagine the kind of words that would trigger the YouTube police to jump in there, and he was working them into sentences. So he didn't come across as a spammer straight away, but when you actually look at the message, it was like, why has he said that, you know, and why has he used that word? And it turns out he was trying to get me demonetized. I thought the bot would let you do a longer message than that, though, to be honest. That's not what I would have classed a long message. Anyway, I'll turn it off for next time. Sometimes you can't help yourself. Yeah, me too. I've done them in the past. But I thought it would be like a paragraph, not just a few lines. Let's darken that lip down a bit so it's not so in your face. That's better. It looks really bright on the camera now. The internet is certainly a place you need to be alert about, sadly. Yeah, it is. Why would somebody want to do that? Like they've got nothing better to do. Yeah. Probably the same sort of people that go around torching people's cars, mate. Exactly that. They've just got nothing else better to do. And they delight in messing things up for other people. A bunch of a-holes, a lot of them. Okay, so that yellow needs to be a bit more golden, I think. It's a bit too bright. Yeah, it's too leery. Things if I just go over it with an orange, is it just gonna go too orange? Unless I really water it down. Give it a try. What's the worst that can happen, as I keep saying? So there's no more black to go on there. Just make sure I've got it all. Yeah, cool. I'll dispose of what I've got left. have I put my orange? That is the question. It's not here, so it must be over there. Can't see it over there. Ah, there you go, look. It's been half an hour, my camera's just rebooted, and we're back. I don't know why it does that. Yeah, evening marks mods, by the way. Sorry. I've put LEDs in my car. Looks great. Oh, cool. I've been doing that Eagle Moss build the Ecto 1. It's one of those part weekly magazine things where you get a bit every week. And I've been building it for a couple of years now, and it's absolutely huge and very, very heavy. But I've decided I want to make it Ecto 1A, the car from Ghostbusters 2, with all the extra stuff on top. So I've been trying to figure out how to do... It's got these two LED signs on the side, and for the right scale for the model, I'm going to need 2mm LEDs, and it's going to need to be 8 LEDs high by 80 LEDs across. And I've been trying to find an LED matrix that size, and it's impossible. The only one I've found is an 8x8 panel that you can multiply up to make a bigger thing, but they're £15 each, so it's going to cost me 300 quid for the two signs I need. So back to the drawing board, as they say. I've lost my orange. Where's my orange gone? That's what I want to know. Orange, that'd be really... Oh. It's saying you're blind, mate. It's sat right there in front of me. Duh. Right then. So this needs to be really subtle, so I think I might mix this 50-50 with the yellow. And I don't need a lot of it either, so we've got 1 drop of orange. And then 1 drop of yellow. And then we need to reduce the hell out of that. So I've got 1 drop of orange, 1 drop of yellow. I've added 10 drops of reducer. And for good measure, let's add 2 drops of transparent base. I'll just make it up as I go along. Yeah, I tried eBay. I lost my voice. I tried eBay, and yeah, because of the dimensions that I need, they're really hard to come by. I shall keep looking. I will not be defeated. Right, let's see if this makes this golden yellow or if it makes it just plain orange. No, I think we're on to a winner. That's a bit better. It just knocks that harsh. Well, you can't really see it on the camera because it's a bit blown out, but it just knocks that in your face yellow down a bit. Not a lot, just a bit. Because I've reduced it so much, it's taken a few layers to actually start to show up. But that's cool. Gives you more control, I find. So, I was mentioning last week to those of you who were there about me doing YouTube memberships. Well, I've been thinking some more about that, and I reckon, I said we're going to have like past projects, so members get access to a bit on my Discord server that will have stencil files. I'll draw up a design and upload the stencil files to the Discord server, where people can download them and either cut them out on their plotter if they so desire, or just cut them out with a bit of paper and a scalpel. Either or, they'll both work. And then we paint along together, painting the same picture week by week. I'm planning no picture should take more than 2 or 3 weeks. So every month basically you'll have a new design to paint along with me, sort of thing. And I was thinking of doing the first one for free, just as like a test run. So I'll just do it on the regular Saturday night stream. I'll put a link up for people who want to take part, and they can download the stencil files and have them all drawn out, or rather printed out and cut out ready to roll. And then we'll do the first one just on the Saturday stream for free, like a test run, as I say. So have you guys got any suggestions on what we could paint? Because I've got a few ideas, but I thought I'd shoot the question out there, see what you guys think. I'm thinking just something like an A4 size panel, or bit of paper or something. That it needs to be something that everybody has access to. So even if you haven't got an A4 panel, you'd have an A4 bit of paper kicking about, surely, that you could use to paint on. So something that size. Maybe one of the typical airbrush cliche pictures, Grim Reaper or something along them lines, And then we can all paint together, isn't that nice? Steve, good evening, buddy. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Sounds great. Show a few. Let's have a vote. That's a good idea, Dennis. Actually, yeah, I could do like 3 mock-ups, like rough sketches of a design. Put them up on my Discord server and let people vote on which one they want to paint. That's a good idea. Or on social media. for those who don't, who aren't on the Discord. Now his eyes have got a little bit of green in them and a little bit of yellow. Do I do that? They are quite in your face, aren't they? There's a little bit of yellow on this side. Just there like that. A little bit across the top of this eyeball. Just a tiny smidge. And actually, while I've got this paint, this stick coming out of his hat. Which is almost off frame, but almost there. Yeah, I'm happier with that. That was a good idea, putting that bit of orange in it. It was just too in your face. Just slapped you around the eyeballs too much. I forgot to paint the rest of the stick while I had the yellow in there. Do that now. With the smallest amount of yellow ever. Beautiful. Cool beans. Right then. There's a little bit of detail on his hat that's got to go up in this corner here. As I mentioned before, don't worry about the wood showing through there. It's where I didn't quite prep the edges properly, but there's going to be a fluorescent pinstripe going around the outside of this guitar. I'm thinking purple. I don't know. So we need some white, I reckon, which is here somewhere. One of these bottles. There it is. Right, so we've mixed up some white. I've basically done, it's practically slightly tinted water. There's 2 drops of paint And then 10 drops of reducer and 2 drops of transparent base. It's really watery. But move my new camera a bit. When it's really, really watery like this, you can do some insane details. Or it can spider like that. You don't have to bark every time a car goes past, you know. Mummy's not going to be home for ages yet. Silly dog. Evening, Matt. Thanks, buddy. A little bit out of focus up. I'm going to replicate this symbol that he's got on the top of his hat. Doesn't have to be brilliant though. Most of that's going to be covered. It's going to be covered up to about there with the purple pinstripe. So that'll do, as they say. Now, do I airbrush the little dots in the pupils of his eyes, or do I do a paintbrush? Do I risk it? Stuff it. Let's do it. Perfect. Bring that white highlight back on his nose. Very, very slight white highlight there. Okay, so that's that. So now this bit over here. That's safe there for a second while I fiddle with this. Focus. Focus. There we go. Right, so now we know that I can do the whole paint it white first then tint it later trick. Let's have at it. There's a hand in here somewhere. Oh, there it is, that's it. I lost it for a second. I've got a fingernail there that's really, really bright. Okay. Good evening, John. How you doing, buddy? Hope you had an alright week. Hope the missus is doing okay. Mrs. is still with us, but in hospital, which is for asking. Yeah, keep her in my thoughts, mate. Makes me want to get pork chop express like a hat. I'd love one of them, that'd be brilliant. Fiddly bit of shadowing on that fingernail. Suppose I should have printed this out in grayscale, shouldn't I, before stream? Trying to figure it all out from the colour one I've got up here. Give me any more. So, for those of you who missed the beginning of the stream, I tried a different method with his face. Before, when I painted his hand over the other side, I did a mix of 50-50 illustration moss green and white, because I was going over a black base and just moss green on its own just wouldn't be bright enough, so I put some white in there, and it did the job, but it took a few coats to do it. So I thought about the whole monochrome method, where you paint the image monochrome first and then you use transparent paints to colour it afterwards, which is what I did on the face. and it worked a treat, so I decided to carry on with the monochrome method. If you're wondering why I've suddenly changed how I was painting it. Do it all in black and white, and then you can use transparent paints over the top to colour it later. Wondered how you got the glow on the face bit. Yeah, I just painted it. It was just all painted white. And if you go on my Instagram, I think I posted a picture up saying I'm going live now and all that rubbish. And you can see what it looked like before I added the colour. Yeah. Don't know if my... No, it won't focus on it because it's manual focus, isn't it? Yeah, go on my Instagram, Sviart, and you'll see what it looked like before I added the colour. And that was just basically the moss green reduced 50-50, and then a bit of yellow, again reduced 50-50, and then a little bit of yellow and orange mixed 50-50, and then reduced 50-50. So it's just the same as the way I'm doing the hands here. Because these hands will be the same as the face. They're going to be green with bits of yellow. So. Good evening, Nameless. Hope you're good, mate. Just carrying on with the Big Trouble in Little China guitar. I've just painted his face. And off stream during the week, I worked on those dudes for a bit. All those little guys, I got them done. And also found the pickup. So got the pickup and the pickup ring all prepped and primed and all that lot, so I can paint them as I go along, but they were fiddly. Trying to paint a bunch of tiny little faces that are about, all these are about 4mm in size. They've all got eyes, nose and a mouth, and then they've got the red headband on. And when I painted them in black and white first, they all looked like little Father Christmases. You'll have to forgive me fiddling with the focus. I've changed my camera. Before I was using a camcorder, now I'm using a DSLR. Because I think it gives a better image. But I've changed the focus as well to a manual focus, so that when I'm airbrushing it doesn't then focus on the back of my hand or my tattoos, it keeps focused on what I'm painting. was amazing. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. Just got some Pearl Wicked paints, but I haven't tried them yet. Also some UPO paper to try. Nice. And on paint and a Weeping Angel from Doctor Who. I think a Pearl Grey flake might give a good yeah, that's cool. The way I've always done granite is a base of light grey and then the old toothbrush method, or when you turn your air pressure right down on the airbrush, so it's hardly coming out at all, and it gives you that speckled effect. And so a grey base and then speckled black and then speckled white. That's the way I've always done granite, but it looks a bit cartoony sometimes. Almost missed my weekly squirt. Good evening, Kenneth. Has your DSLR shut down because of heat issues? It might do. I mean, it's slightly warm to the touch, but I wouldn't say it's hot at all. But that might be why it keeps resetting itself. I don't know. I've changed the firmware. I've used something called Magic Lantern on it because the Canon firmware that comes on it doesn't allow you to stream. So there's this bunch of people who have kind of backwards engineered the firmware on the camera and released it with a load of extra features, and it's called Magic Lantern. And with that, I'm allowed to leave it on and stream with it via the HDMI out. But I've got everything turned off that should restart it, like all the battery saving and all that lot, so I'm not quite sure why it's doing it, but I will find out. The camcorder was quite handy because it could zoom in a lot more, and it is a... Is it a 1080p or is it a 780p? Oh, it's a full 1080p camcorder, but I bought it when I first started YouTube, so that was what, 15 years ago? It was quite old and dated, and I just thought the image was a bit speckly. It wasn't that crisp. I think it's better on this one. Recording in RAW, yeah, that's the one, mate. You got it. Although technically I'm not recording anything, the camera's just on, and the HDMI out is just replicating what it would show on the screen on the back. because I had to turn off all the stuff that told me what my ISO and all that lot was. So it's just basically a direct feed from the camera going into my computer. I'm not technically recording anything. I've turned my DSLR into a very expensive webcam, basically. Mind you, even my DSLR's old now, but it's a Canon 600D or T3i Rebel, I think it was called in America. It's got to be a good 8-9 years old now. But it has served me well. Taken her on many a photo shoot, this camera. Back when I used to play with photography. The only downside with having very watered down paint is getting up to pure white can take a while, but the control you have over it is just insane. And a bottle of paint lasts you years, which is always a bonus. Lucky you had it. The Magic Lantern software has to be written for each Canon, I think. M2, M3. Yeah. My I actually had to downgrade the firmware on my Canon to a previous version before I could get the Magic Lantern on it, because the Magic Lantern only works with a certain firmware for this camera. Some rocks identify as stone but don't take... Very good. I also have skating issues with watered down paints. Yeah, it can be a bit finicky. But But once you're used to it, like if I went over the same area too heavy too quickly, it would erase it. The reducer that's in the paint would actually eat into what I've already done there and take it off. So it's adapting to your paint, if you know what I mean. You know, I know that I can't go too heavy too quickly, so I do it in short bursts and use plenty of air in between to dry it off. Yeah, to do that bit there, I'm moving the trigger maybe 0.5 millimeter, if that. A minute little amount. Oh, we got 8:30. That's cool. That's good. Gonna hit the showers, back in the few if you're still on. Alright buddy, yeah, I'm gonna be here for another half hour, yeah. Still got half an hour before the good lady comes home. Some texture in those knuckles. Now there you go. See, I went a little bit too thick there. Started to erase the paint that was on there. Nothing that can't be fixed, you just paint over it. But you do have to be careful. So all that bit in there is basically black. Then we have this other finger coming up here, which has got a harsh white highlight down there because of all of the lightning. So, tiny bit. Keep going. Focus. Yeah. Nobody important. Now, apparently the US have shot down a Chinese spy balloon. Misses a quick message. Run out of my lactose-free milk. Did you check out the Terminator bike on my Facebook? I did, mate. Yeah, it looked really smart. That I was well impressed with that. I'm trying to get myself back into the whole bike scene. See if I can get a few bike commissions coming in. Can't type. Yeah, that Terminator bike looked awesome. I did a David Mann tribute bike many moons ago. It must have taken me a straight month to paint it. It had a load of his paintings on it, so the tank had 3 of his paintings, one on the top and one on either side. The rear fender had another one of his paintings on it, and then the front fender had a portrait of him with the date he was born and the date he died. And that was a great bike. That was. I was well chuffed with that. It was like by far the best thing I'd ever painted, and it got to, I think it went to like 5 bike shows, because I finished it just before the summer, and the owner took it to like 5 bike shows, and it won best in paint at every one of them, which I was chuffed to bits with. And then on the way home from one of the shows, the guy was in an accident and the bike went bouncing down the M3 and was completely written off. The guy was alright, which is the most important thing, but the bike was only out there in the world for maybe 3-4 months, if that. So it'd be nice to get more bikes into my gallery, because that was the last one I did, I think. And I found a guy who owns a body shop half a mile away who'll do the clear coating for me, which is handy, because my old Shedio is falling apart, so I can't do my own 2K clearing really. I can get away with a guitar or something little like that, but not bike bits. Too big. Is that the one he fell off? Yeah, that's the one. Can't remember what he said happened. I think he said somebody suddenly swerved into his lane. He had to slam the brakes on and then just did a forward cartwheel over the handlebars, and the bike just did a roly-poly down the motorway and was annihilated basically. But luckily the rider wasn't. He was okay. So. But yeah, he had it for a while, and I was getting all these messages saying, "Oh, it's won best paint in this, that, and the other." And then all of a sudden, I got another message from him with insurance forms, where I had to fill out how much the paint job cost. I was like, "Hold on, what's happened here?" Right, so we've got a bolt of lightning coming in here. May have a paint job for you later on this year. Sweet. That'd be cool. It'd be my pleasure, mate. I've got a chap asking me about a he wants a Grim Reaper on a fuel tank. He's got a little Harley Sportster thing with a peanut tank. He wants a Grim Reaper on that, and some logos on the fenders. He wants like it's a Jack Daniels logo, the Guinness logo, and the the Hells Angels insignia on there as well. So I'm guessing he's an angel. So there's our bolt of lightning. And then we've got all this green stuff going behind it. Fill that in as well actually, and then I can just do the black over the top. Standard Kawasaki paint job like the guitar. Oh yeah, cool. So his hair comes down through this purple bit. It goes off over there in various streaks. And there's a few streaks that come across there, which I'll do in black later on. Trying to figure out what I've drawn there. I don't know what that little bit there is. Okay. Strange. Now we've got another really detailed bolt of lightning going down this side of the finger. About time to go. Enjoy tonight's streams. Take care. I'll see you next week. Alright, buddy. Yeah, look at the time. Yeah, exactly. Tea time. Cool. Alright then, I best call it there. So, not too bad. Got a fair bit done. So I'll just carry on. If I do play with this at all off stream, I'll just carry on painting in the bridges and stuff here in the white. And yeah, I might get that corner finished off stream. I don't know. We'll see how my work week plays out. And then next week we might get started on those portraits there that are going to be going up through the middle of the pickups, which are going to be fun. Oh, Steve. Love you, man. Thank you, buddy. That is very much appreciated. More than you know at the moment. Tattoos have dried up, so that's very much appreciated. Thank you, mate. But yeah, like I say, I might carry on with this corner off stream. Keep your eye on my socials, and I'll post pictures as I go along. And then next week, yeah, we could get going with the portraits, which have to fit between these pickups. If I've designed it right, then their faces go in the middle there on the flat bit, because I've painted guitars in the past where someone's face goes over the edge of the pickups or whatever, and the distortion it creates is unbelievable. So if I've designed it right, their faces will go there and there in the middle. His arm's going to go up over the pickup, but there's not a lot we can do about that. So yes, that's that. So thank you for joining, Steve. Thank you, mate. You're a superstar. And yeah, you will take care of yourselves, and I will see you same time, same place next Saturday. Alright? Now, one of these buttons is my closing down screen. Where is it? There it is. Okay, guys, take it easy. Catch you later. Bye bye.